it works.
If it
hopefully,
works.
question mark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nick and Kristen from 99.5 The Wolf joining us now with some of the Netflix debacle that happened with the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. Good morning, you two.
Good morning.
Good morning. In honor of Netflix, we froze this morning as well as we were trying to connect with you on Zoom. So
Yes, had to restart our computer. I think if we even just talk about
Buffering,
Netflix, it brings in a little streaming wheel
Little
loading
buffer.
sign. Yeah, so did you guys watch the fight on Friday?
Yes.
So I was on a plane and I watched it and I froze and I thought it was just me because I was on a plane. And apparently it froze for everybody.
Yeah.
But we all kind of knew that was going to happen, right?
Yeah, I mean, 60 million people were all tuning in to watch this one thing on Netflix. Like, I didn't have any buffering problems where we live here in Vancouver, but I noticed that there were some areas that weren't crisp. Like, the picture would kind of get a little fuzzy, a little blurry. And, I mean, honestly, that's kind of the foreshadow to the entire event.
Yeah, I feel like.
Honestly. Yeah, it was kind of I mean, I stayed up to watch it. Kind of a boring fight with these two, quite honestly. And I will say the earlier fights on the lineup that night were great. Were really fun to watch. And then these guys, maybe it was also too because it was coupled with some of the streaming quality. I felt like when we did finally get back into the fight, because it started buffering as soon as these two got in the ring for us, which I knew was going to happen. And then we watched most of the fight on what level of graphics I would only describe as like early Game Boy Color Mario. Like truly, I watched what looked like two blurry
just
Rock'em
pixels.
Sock'em robots kind of punch at each other because that was the best thing that we could see.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like watching a Mike Tyson video game.
Yeah,
it
the
was
punch out.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't know what we were expecting, but I guess a fight would have been good. In slow motion, this looks fine. Like as I'm watching your video, like in slow motion, I'm like, oh,
Right.
it does look. Yeah, but
Yeah, it looks epic, but it
Mike
wasn't.
Mike Tyson looked old because he's old.
did.
And honestly, I think I have more respect for Jake Paul, which is weird. Not as a fighter, God no, but as a person because he clearly held back. Like I feel like he could have laid into Mike at any point and knocked him out, but I think that he didn't because it's all part of the show. Like Jake can sell a show,
For
and
sure.
so I think that he took a second to not beat him down mercilessly because he's Mike Tyson.
And he played the villain really well. Everyone was booing. He was living it up. He had the pigeon. He had the In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins playing when he rode down in the car. Like, he knew people hated him, and he was living for that.
I mean, that's what this was from the jump. And like Jake Paul has always been the villain, knows how to make money playing the villain. Mike Tyson is he's on ARP probably. Like I mean, he's almost 60.
Yeah.
So this was always, again, going back to what we said the week before. This is always a cash grab, right? The boxing matches always are. I know I'm not breaking anybody's minds with that information, but for me to watch it and then to see, the headlining fight kind of turn into this like, oh, somebody has to hold back. That's lame. That's lame. I get the draw. I get the entertainment value. I fell asleep. I actually ended up not even seeing the fight myself play out live. So I just, it is what it is to me. It is what it is.
It was still an entertaining night for sure. It fell a little flat at the end just because I feel like, you just wanted a little something more from this fight. Mike Tyson looked a little stiff. He looked a little slow on his feet. Jake Paul did look like he was holding back. Both of them looked like they were kind of pulling punches a little bit, just to kind of, I don't know. It's like maybe the moment was, you know, a little big, but. Yeah.
It was an exhibition fight, and we got to see Mike fight again. Kind of.
Sort of.
And it was nice to see. And I think we're buffering now. Like, I don't know.
Honestly, I think Netflix has a losing track record of live streams without issues.
Do they have a win in that column at all?
I don't know. If they're going to keep doing these big live stream events, I mean, they got to upload bump up their server data a little bit or something.
Totally.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the hot dog eating contest. Was that good? I didn't like.
Oh, I don't know actually. I don't know how that went down.
I'm taking a break from hot dogs for the time being.
All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, bye.
All right, bye. And for more trending topics, you can catch Nick and Kristen weekdays on 99.5 The Wolf. Well, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's holiday action flick Red One